Hi, my name is E9A959DB. I'm a civil engineer. Originally, I'm from Iraq, from Baghdad, but I studied civil engineering in Aden University in South Yemen. Today, I am a mathematics and science teacher in Stockholm, and I'm studying mathematics master exam in Mathematic Didaktik in Stockholm University. I have the honor today to present a scientific article by Louis G. Radford with the title of The Historical Origin of Algebraic Thinking. As I mentioned before, this scientific article has the title of The Historical Origins of Algebraic Thinking. It was written on year 2000 by Louis G. Radford, and the author is a professor in mathematics in Stockholm University in Canada today.
Hi, my name is E9A959DB. I'm a civil engineer. Originally, I'm from Baghdad, from Iraq, but I studied civil engineering in Aden University in South Yemen. Today I'm a mathematics and science teacher in ground school, in primary school in Stockholm, and I studied Mathematic Didaktik in Stockholm University. I have the honor today to present a scientific article which was written by Louis G. Radford, and it has the title of The Historical Origins of Algebraic Thinking. As I mentioned before, this article was written by Louis G. Radford, who is a professor in mathematics today in Stockholm University in Canada, and this article was written 2000. When I present this article, I'm going to begin with the background of the article and the purpose of this article. At the beginning, I would like to tell you that the first part of this study, it is about the mathematics or the origins of mathematics algebra. During the last 15 years, a completely new and different interpretation of Mesopotamian mathematics arose due to two reasons. The first one is the new philological analysis of the clay tablets, and the second one is the development of new methods in histography of mathematics. These have been increasingly incorporating anthropological and sociological categories in the understanding of mathematics of the past. The author of this study, writing as the purpose of this study was that the new thinking about the ancient Near East mathematics, and which had a great influence on Greek mathematics. The main purpose of this study is to create an understanding about the following questions. The first one is the transition from arithmetic thinking to algebraic thinking. And the second one is the role played by language and symbolism in algebraic thinking. The method which was used in this study, concerning the first question, the study shows that the numeric algebraic thinking emerged from propositional thinking as a short and direct alternative way of solving non-particular problems. The study briefly describes some of the features of propositional Mesopotamian thinking. And now I'm going to present the evidence which was used in this study. The historical technical evidence and argumentation is presented in the other part of this study. The study gives an overview of De Fontos Momentalities Arithmetica and deals with Babylonian geometric algebra. The second question which the study deals with is the role of language and symbolism in algebraic thinking. The study submitted to the same methodological approach that was used in the previous sections. According to the author's presentation of what mathematics is, the paper shows that mathematics is a semiotic manifestation of the culture in which mathematics was practiced. My conclusions, or the conclusions of this study, the study shows that the role of symbolism in algebraic thinking needs to be studied through the social meaning of algebra. Furthermore, it also needs to research through the analysis of different forms of symbolization that the latest studies use in solving mathematical problems. In many instances in this study, the author mentions and refers to the several socio-cultural components of the world of Mesopotamian scribes. The final part of this study contains some pedagogical remarks for the teacher who are teach the children the new type of mathematics today. Critical thinking about this study, the purpose of this, I want to begin tell you that I enjoyed my reading very well, and I think this study gave me a new type of thinking about the algebraic thinking. I think so. The purpose of the study focuses on the perspectives of high school teachers of algebra in general, and in practical, the historical origins of algebraic thinking in both the ancient Iraq and in the Greek. The study's background was clarified and explained in great details. As a critical reader, I realized that the study came short on explaining some examples in this paper which illustrated the purpose of the study, as well some pictures of the Babylonian cuneiform paintings. The most important mathematical concepts that characterize the mathematics in ancient Iraq, according to many studies, are the concepts were the six-Jumalia number system, the square roots of number 2, and the Pythagoras theory of right angle triangle. And finally, I would like to present two examples which were presented in another study. The first one is a Babylonian tablet which contains a mathematics problem, and this tablet it's used to be in London Museum today. And the other part is another mathematics question which deal with the right angles and Pythagoras theory, and it is presented in Dr. Eleanor Robson's study in Philadelphia University. At last, I would like to present my references in this overview of the scientific article, and there are two studies. The first one is the historical origins of algebraic thinking, which was written by Luigi Radford, and the second one is the Mathematics in Ancient Iraq, which was presented by Eleanor Robson. Thank you for listening to me.
At the beginning, I would like to tell you that the first part of my discussion about this study is depend on the background and the purpose of the study. During the last 15 years, a completely new and different interpretation of Mesopotamian mathematics arose due to two reasons. The first one is the new philological analysis of the clay tablets, and the second one is the development of new methods in the histography of mathematics. These have been increasingly incorporating anthropological and sociological categories in the understanding of mathematics of the past. The purpose of this study was that the new thinking about the ancient Near East mathematics, which had a great influence on Greek mathematics, and furthermore the international mathematics of the world. The main purpose of this study is to create an understanding about the following questions. The first one is the transition from arithmetic thinking to algebraic thinking. Secondly, the role played by language and symbolism in algebraic thinking. Both of these questions were very important in this study. The method which was used in this study concerning the first question shows that numeric algebraic thinking emerged from proportional thinking as a short and direct alternative way of solving non-practical problems. The study briefly describes some of the features of proportional Mesopotamian thinking. And now I'm going to present the evidence which was used in this study. The historical evidence and argumentation is presented in the other part of the study. The study gives an overview of Diophantus' monumental treatise Arithmetica and deals with Babylonian geometric algebra. The author takes 3 or 4 examples which have their origin in Mesopotamian algebra. The second question which the study deals with is the role of language and symbolism in algebraic thinking. The study submitted to the same methodological approach that was used in the previous sections, and according to the researchers' perceptions of what mathematics is, the paper shows that mathematics is a semiotic manifestation of the culture in which mathematics was practiced. And now I'm going to explain my conclusions about the study, and I would like to begin with that the study shows the role of symbolism in algebraic thinking needs to be studied through the social meaning of algebra. Furthermore, it also needs to be researched through the analysis of different forms of symbolization that the latest studies use in solving mathematical problems. And what that means that in many instances in this study, the author mentions and refers to the several sociocultural components of the world of Mesopotamian scribes. The final part of the study contains some pedagogical remarks for the teachers who teach the students the new mathematics, and especially the algebraic thinking. The critical thinking about this study, I would like to begin to say that I enjoyed my reading very well, and I think this study was written by a very careful researcher which used different methods to improve his purpose. The purpose of the study focuses in perspectives of high school teachers of algebra in general, and in particular the historical origins of algebraic thinking. The study's background was clarified and explained in great details. As a critical reader, I realized that the study came short on explaining some examples in this study which illustrated the purpose of the study, as well as some pictures of the Babylonian clay tablets and the most important mathematical concepts that characterize the mathematics in ancient Iraq. These concepts were the sexagesimal number systems, the second root of number 2, and the Pythagoras method. According to my opinion, these concepts need to be clarified more with a real picture from the old clay tablets. Finally, I would like to show two examples which were used by Dr. Eleanor Robson from London University. The drawing on the left shows a diagram and text from part of Babylonian tablet now in the British Museum. And the second part are drawings of two Babylonian tablets which were 4,000 years old, and they were published in Robson's Mathematical Cuneiform Tablets in Philadelphia. Thank you for listening to me.